Hiya!
Hello.
Welcome to the Geeky Girls Knit and Cross Stitch podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Dammy, also known as Dammy's Doodles.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is episode 377. Oh, I did that backwards. Today is Wednesday, the 1st of January, 2020.
What?
Happy New Year! And this is episode 377. I think it needs to be called In Which I am Barbara Walters, and this is 2020.
Okay.
Do you know about that?
I know of it.
Okay.
I've never watched it.
No, I know, but it's just, that was her intro. I think that's what we're going to call this episode. There you go. We'd like to say a big welcome back. We love you guys. To all our returning viewers, and a big hiya to new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. We hope you enjoy the show. Dammy, if somebody is not a member of our Ravelry group, what should they do and why?
You should join and introduce yourself in our introduction thread, because you'll get a shout out on our next episode, and you'll be able to participate in all our alongs and giveaways.
That's right.
A big stretch for a little baby.
And we have 8 prizes to announce today. Winners.
That's a lot.
8 prize winners to announce. All right. I'm going to tell you that I'm going to talk about the projects that I'm actively working on in FlossTube. But then in Ask the Geeky Girls, we're going to do a 2019 recap 2020 goals. And so if you just usually come for the FlossTube, there'll be a smidge of stuff in Yummies because you got that new kit.
Oh yeah, I should get that.
Okay. And then in Ask the Geeky Girls segment, there will be FlossTube content. So just wanted to put that out there in case you don't watch the whole thing, which is fine. You watch what makes you happy, and if you're not interested in a part, that's fine. So, yeah. Okay, well, since we have quite a bit to talk about, we probably should get started. Here we go.
And now we're going to talk about what's on our needles.
Any content today?
No.
Okay. That's fine. Because this is now Geeky Girls Knit and Cross Stitch, and so some weeks we may have no content in one and content in the other, or sometimes it'll be spread across. It's okay. It's all crafting, and it's about what makes us happy, and we want to share that happiness with you, so that's what we do. Okay, so then let me tell you the couple things I have on my needles actively right now. First up are the slippers that I'm making for my bestie Katie's oldest son, Noah. I finished his brother's, Izzy's, already, and showed y'all, I think, that last week. This is the Bed Peds pattern by Yvonne Mendelsohn, but I converted it to be toe up and actually added some sizes as well because I needed some smaller sizes because it's an adult pattern. I'm knitting this on US 5s 3.75 and US 7s 4.5 mil needles. And this is Knitology Glowing Worsted in the Pachyderm colorway, and this is Red Heart Soft in the light gray heather colorway. So first one I think was already finished last week too, but I have done about maybe a little over a quarter of the second one. It doesn't take very long. I just have to be able to pay attention because I have to count rows because it's a 4-row repeat. So there's that. And then I started knitting. I should have finished this row. I'll do that very quick while I tell you about the pattern. I'm doing, for my French vanilla cappuccino sock pattern that you can buy on Ravelry, I'm on US 1.5s 2.5 mil needles, and the yarn is Countess Ablaze Lady Persephone sock in the Stardust colorway. And I'm trying to get back to my starting marker. So I told Dammy, well, I knew I wanted socks to be able to knit while we went and saw the new Star Wars movie. And so I was like, I need some kind of knitting because I picked the colorway because it's Stardust, Star Wars. There's stars in the little stitch marker from Tilting Planet.
Stars.
Huh?
Stars.
That's what I said. So she came up with these two titles. The Force is strong with these socks, aka Luke and Leia Sky Sockers.
Sky Soccer! It's a good name.
It is. I love it.
But you can use it for the main one. You were like, I'm not naming them that.
It would actually be cool to design a pattern where that was the name. So, I am, let's see here. I need about another inch, and I will be ready to do the heel. So I worked on these during Star Wars, and then I just knit a little bit on it last night at New Year's Eve. But I was totally exhausted. I've been having really bad insomnia problems. And I just, like, last night, I was just like, I'm done. I can't do anymore. And so we came home early, and I went to bed, and I actually slept last night, and it was amazing. So, okay, well, that's everything that is currently active on my needles. I have one other project that I will pick back up, probably after I finish Noah's slippers, because I'm about 75% done with it as a shawl. Mm-hmm. So it shouldn't take me a whole long time to finish it. So, okay, well, let's move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about her finished project.
Here we go. This is my 52nd preemie hat for 2019. So I finished the entire year. This is my free top-down preemie hat pattern that you can get on Ravelry. I used US 6's 4mm needles, and the yarn is Karen's Simply Soft in the gray heather colorway, and Patton's Fab DK Variegated in the incorrect name Raspberry. It should be Superman colorway. I'm getting close to having used all that up, so you won't get to hear that. Every time I use it, I'm like, it's not raspberry. And I am going to be knitting a preemie hat every week this year. So I'll have 53 preemie hats done by the end of the year. And I think my bag is getting full. I think I need to do another donation. Mm-hmm. I just have one of those, like, small brown paper bags, like with the kind of wiredy, it's like a hard twine bag up on top of my yarn cabinet, and so every week after we record, I throw the hat up in there, and then when hats start falling out because it's too full, that means it's time to donate them. That's how I do it. So, alrighty, well, I think we're ready to move on to the next segment. And now it's time for FlossTube. Go for it, Dammy. Oh, never mind. You were going to show it in Yummies. I was like, oh, you didn't go get your kit. It's for Yummies. Sorry.
Colors!
Fun.
So I finished all of one color, and I've started on a second color for the top bit.
Okay, tell them what this is.
Okay, this is a Pokemon Vulpix and Ninetales pattern, and the link where it came from is in the show notes.
So are you going to stitch all the white, or are you just going to leave it?
I think I'm just going to stitch the white in this one's eyes.
In both of their eyes?
Both of their eyes.
And just leave the rest. I think that's fine. I don't think you should worry about it.
Yeah.
That way you can get onto your next project.
Yeah.
So,
found some embroidery kits I want to buy too.
I am not good at embroidery. It's another thing with, like, trying to crochet. I can't see where the stitches go. Knitting, cross stitch, I know where I see the stitch, I know where the needle goes. So.
Your pattern's for all 4 seasons, and it's a little tree of birds for 4 seasons.
I think there is a cross stitch pattern like that.
Oh.
Yep.
So what are you working on?
Okay. So, if you've been watching my Vlogmas, which I just released the final wrap-up episode today, I have been working on Country Cottage Needleworks Countdown to Christmas. So, I was able to work on so I finished all the squares, I finished the border, I finished the snow, and I'm working on this house. It just needs snow up on top of it, and it'll be done. So the center house is mainly red, and then there's supposed to be another house just like this over here, but I think I'm going to change the color. I'm still going to use a color that I've used in the rest of the project, but just to give it a little variety. So I just need to finish this house, do the other 2 houses, do the snowflakes and smoke out of the chimney, and do the curved white border, and I'll be done with this. So I'm hoping to finish it hopefully by the end of the month, because I already bought the finishing piece for it, And it would be nice to have that done, and that way we can display it next year. So I will continue to work on that. And then the other thing, so I gifted one of these already. This is the It's You I Like pattern by Michelle Bindi Stitchy and is it Diana? Yeah, Diana of It Is Kismet. It's this It's You I Like, which is a Mr. Rogers song reference. And the one that I gifted, I actually did go ahead and put the scrapbook paper that I had bought on it using double-sided tape, and it worked, and it made it, because you see how floppy this is, it made it like have structure. So I can't remember if I had this one done last week when we recorded, but if not, I did this one, and then I finished this one last night, and then I am working on the last one. So I've just barely started on it. I've got the I done and just started on the T. And this pattern, if you are interested in it, if you go to Michelle Bindi Stitchy on Instagram, in her link tree, there is a link to the Google Drive file that's the pattern. And it's a free pattern. So, yeah, so, oh, actually, I can talk about that I gifted it. I gave it to my friend Becca from our stitching group, and she actually showed it on her FlossTube today. And she was so excited because it's the first one she's ever received, and she was talking about how it's not a sal, it's not a stitch along, it's a movement. So, and I think Michelle said the same thing at some point. So, so that's fun. I'm really glad she liked it, and yeah. I'll get those finished, that last one finished and ready to gift, and then I can move on to the next thing. So, School of Magical Stitches, we just started the new year today, obviously, because it's the first of the month, first day of the year and of the month. We're doing Disney Kingdom Keepers and Villains this year. I'm in the Beach Resort team. And I haven't started any of the homework yet because we needed to record this. So, but it's a small amount of homework this week since it's only a partial week. So I will get that done, and yeah, I'm hoping to get really good progress with both cross stitch and knitting this year, and we'll talk more about that in Ask the Geeky Girls. So I think we're ready to move on to the next segment. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, Yummies. What are yummies, Dammy?
Yummies are our current favorite things, things we like, things we want to talk to you about.
Yummies. Okay, we are giving a huge spoiler warning here. You need to fast forward to past this. I will put a time on the screen so that you can fast forward to if you do not want to be spoiled for the new Star Wars movie, The Rise of Skywalker. Or we can do the okay, so we went and saw this, the three of us, on Friday. What are your thoughts?
Okay. I liked it on the whole. I really liked it. There were some things within this storytelling and within just like the general, like, whole kind of mess that Johnson and Abrams made with their creative differences, I think could have been resolved better, but I liked it on the whole.
I don't know at all what you're referring to, so you'll have to tell me later, because I really don't know what you're talking about. So, so I liked it. Apparently I don't know what these differences were, because it didn't affect me, apparently. I might learn that it did affect me after this we get done recording, but I don't know. I really liked it. I cried through probably middle of the movie all the way to the end of the movie. I was so happy that they brought Harrison Ford back because I love him. And yeah, I was sad, and I've seen an article about this after the fact about what is her name, that she was so prominent in the last one.
Oh, Kelly Marie Tran.
Yeah, so she was supposed to, they filmed more scenes with her because they wanted somebody back at the base with Leia. But because they were having to use previously unused footage of Carrie Fisher, it didn't always work right, and so it ended up that a lot of her scenes got cut.
And it wasn't only because of that. Kelly Marie was subject to a lot of online harassment and racism just for no reason.
Why?
After
people?
Last Jedi.
Why? That is just ridiculous. I almost cursed.
She went so far as to delete her accounts.
That is awful. That makes me very sad and very angry. I don't know why people have to do that. There's no need. There's absolutely no need. If you don't like someone or someone, that's your own problem, and you don't need to bash them. Sorry, this is not yummy.
No, it wasn't yummy.
No, not at all. But I did enjoy the movie. I probably, just because of the emotional part of it, it really got me in all the feelings. So I probably would give it around an 8 to 8.5 stars, primarily because of that. What do you think?
Yes.
The Dr. Hubbs said 6.5 stars.
I don't know if he was joking or not.
I don't know if he was or not.
I'm just
either.
going to ignore him.
Okay. He's in the other room. Okay. So now, come back, people. Let me put a note to put in the timestamp for people to come back, so I do not forget to do that. Okay, Dammy, you have the rest of Yummies until we get to Photo a Day Challenge, so go for it.
Okay. I got this really cool cross-stitch kit from the Witchy Stitcher on Etsy. The pattern is Madame Leota, Tomb Sweet Tomb. That's what it looks like.
It's like a 4x6 size?
Yes. And so all it came with was the pattern, a beginning cross-stitch guide, if you need that.
That'll be a good reference for you in the future. If there's something that you don't know how to do or can't remember how to do and I'm not there with you.
It came with a tapestry needle, came with a 7-inch hoop, came with all the colors, and then it came with this beautiful 10 by 12 piece of Ada 14 count Phantom from Picture This plus hand-dyed fabric.
Oh, it's even pretty out of the bag. It's glaring really
Yeah,
bad.
I'm not going to take it out of the bag yet, but yeah, it's really pretty.
Yeah. And
so this is going to be a birthday gift for my friend Hallie.
so are you going to put it in a frame or are you going to leave it in the hoop?
I don't know.
What about your Pokemon one?
I don't know.
Well, if you want to leave it in the hoop, I do have a lot of that fluff left to make it have a little more structure inside it. Mm-hmm. And then we could do fabric on the back to hide your stitches and hide the poof.
Okay.
So that's an option. Just throwing that out there. Okay, so there's a link in the show notes to that, though. There's like 5 different options.
I think so.
So, and you can buy the pattern just by itself and not get the kit. So,
There's 1, 2. And then I got something with Christmas money. I got a candle. It's from an Etsy shop called Recto and Verso. And it's a Little Women Bath March candle. It says fresh snowfall and soft blankets.
cool. It's a little strong for my taste, but I'm really sensitive to smell. So
I close my door.
yes, she does close her door, and then I go knock on it to tell her something, and I'm like, oh my goodness. But I am way sensitive to smell. Yeah, I was really glad that they had a rule at the hospital that you couldn't wear perfumes or colognes because I have a few times gotten actually sick because of the strong smell. So,
That's it.
Okay, well then let's talk about hashtag GGKCraftyPad. What is it, Dammy?
It stands for Geeky Girls Knit Crafty Photo a Day Challenge. We have a list of photo prompts for each month, so you take a look at the prompt for that day, take a picture related to it, and post it anywhere you like, but we pick our favorites from Instagram.
That's right. So today started the new prompts list, and kind of the theme this month is around like the new year and goals and, you know, reflecting on the past year and...
New year, new me. I'm gonna go eat a candle. New year, new me.
Don't do that. Yuck. And then just some of our normal stuff. Do you realize next month is alphabet soup? I'm so excited. But we have to come up with a third extra prompt because it's leap year. Because we only have 28 prompts. So we have the 26 letters and then...
Look at what we did 4 years ago.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I should look at that and see what we did. Okay. So what are we about to show them, Dammy?
2 photos from us that we liked and 5 photos from other people that we liked.
Here come the photos. Great job. Yay. Dammy's
Yay.
clapping. She's just holding a needle. So it's never too late to join in. You take a look at the prompt for the day. What's today's prompt?
1.
1. You interpret it however you want. We are very, very cheater friendly on this. You post your picture on Instagram. Make sure in the caption you use hashtag GGKCraftyPad because that's how we find your photo. If you have a private Instagram account and you're participating in GGK Crafty Pad, you need to make sure that Dammy's Doodles, is following you. Otherwise, we can't see your photos. And then yours might get chosen. So, alrighty. Well, this next segment is going to be a heck of a long one because we've got RAL stuff to deal with. So, let's move on.
And now we're going to talk about what we are reading, watching, and listening to.
That's right. So, what are you reading, Dammy?
So last week, I completely forgot. I was like, I'm not reading anything. And I forgot I have started reading Cymbeline by Shakespeare because that's going to be our spring main stage production.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
And I've not read that one. So.
Yeah. And then you're reading something else?
Yeah, I'm reading Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. And I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry.
You've read it before?
Yes.
Okay. And you're going to see the movie later? Friday? Okay. And then are you reading anything else?
The Glass Scientists, which is a webcomic by Sabrina Katungo.
Yes. Okay. I assume you're getting your 15 minutes a day in.
Yes.
Good. Okay, so we need to finish up.
You're supposed to say, what am I referencing?
What am I referencing?
The end of the October, November, December RAL.
And the year-long.
The begin, oh yeah.
End of the 2019 RAL. Okay. So, first up, let's talk about October, November, December. So, the people that read 88 to 92 of the 92 days got entered into 4 different giveaways for an ebook of their choice. Dammy gifted everyone who finished a $1.20 off coupon code that you can use either on a single pattern or on an ebook.
I did.
And she also posted the virtual badge in the chatter thread in the Ravelry group. So, Dammy, let's tell them though who finished those days between 88 to 92 of the 92 days. Who were the people?
A.A. Lauzon, A. Bingham, Angie's Hip, Bolshevik Muppet, Crafty Mom 2010, Ed Harley, I Now Hour, Frymeister, Fuzzy Kit, Harps 57, Joe Didia, Knitter Chow, Meditative Crafter, Moe's Crochet, Penny Gale, Psycho Hulakian, Restrauss, Reevy Writer, RMB Knitter, and Silver Luna 2112.
Great job, everybody.
There's a cat hair in my cross stitch.
Should that surprise us? So, we did 4 random number generator things.
Output. 4 randomly generated winners.
There you go. Who each are going to win an ebook of their choice from us. So if you are one of these winners, I need you to PM me Java Pearl on Ravelry and tell me which ebook that you would like, and I will gift that to you. You have 30 days from the day this podcast goes live to claim your prize, or you forfeit it. So, Dammy, do you want to tell them who the 4 winners are?
In alphabetical order: A.A. Lauzon, Bolshevik Muppet, Frymeister, and Knitter Chow.
Great job. A.A. Lauzon, Bolshevik Muppet, Frymeister, and Knitter Chow, please PM me with what ebook you would like. Okay, and then we had one person, Dammy, finish 61 to 87 of the 92 days, and you did her virtual badge in the Ravelry group, but she got entered into a giveaway for a single pattern, and since she was the only person, she won. So, Dammy, who was it that did this and who that won?
Crafty Textile Lady.
Okay, so great job, Crafty Textile Lady. If you'll also PM me Java Pearl on Ravelry and tell me which one of our single patterns you would like, I will gift that to you. And again, you have 30 days to claim your prize. Okay, Dammy, the year-long challenge 2019 is over.
Oh boy.
We had almost 1,000 entries in the giveaways.
Oh boy.
So you had the opportunity to earn each quarter, I think it was 10, 8, or 5 entries into the giveaways if you read at least whatever the number was, the smaller number was, up to reading all of it. If you read all 365 days, you got 10 bonus entries. And if you did the Modern Mrs. Darcy Challenge, you got 6 additional entries. So we had almost 1,000 entries. So we have 3 grand prizes. These were done by random number generator. If you are one of these winners, I need you to PM me Java Pearl on Ravelry with your full name and mailing address so I can get this out in the post to you. Again, you'll have 30 days to claim your prize or you forfeit it.
And we'll eat it.
So let me tell you what's in the prizes. Okay, so grand prize number 1 has 2 skeins of the mouse colorway of Audine Wools by Knit Crate Halo DK. Oh, if you're one of the winners, I also need you to tell me whether you would like what your choice of one of our ebooks or 3 of our single patterns. So when you PM me with your full name and mailing address, I need you to tell me if you want an ebook, and if so, what one you want, or if you want 3 single patterns, tell me that and tell me what 3 single patterns you would like. All 3 grand prizes include that prize. Grand prize 1 also includes an elephant stitch marker by Mermaid City Yarn, wool and cashmere shampoo by The Laundress, Sweet Baby gift tags by Knitterella, a Lose Me Not by Jan B. Smiley, a Honeyberry Studios notebook, and a set of Pandia's Jewels Hunger Games stickers. So, Dammy, who is the first grand prize winner?
Crafty Mom 2010.
Yay! Okay, grand prize number 2 includes 2 skeins of Chewy's colorway yarn, the Vitalana by Knit Crate Yarn. Again, the pattern choice. A stitch marker by Exchanging Fire, a Notions pouch by A Little Nitty, a House fabric tape measure, a Lose Me Not by Jan B. Smiley, a Honeyberry Studios notebook, and a set of Pandia's Jewels Hunger Games stickers. Who is that winner?
RMB Knitter.
Yay! And the third grand prize, man, I hope I'm not losing my voice. I tend to do that once or twice a year. And I'm not sick, it just goes. It goes back to my teenage years. Anyway, you don't need to know that right now. Grand prize number 3 is 2 skeins of black cherry colorway of the Vitalana Heather Chunky by Knit Crate Yarn. The pattern prize again, a camel stitch marker, MJ Yarn Simple Sock Fingering Mini Skein in the Peacock colorway, Make Something Today Zippered Bag by Knit Crate, a Poke Me Not by Jan B. Smiley, a Honeyberry Studios notebook, and Pandia's Jewels Hunger Games sticker set. So who is that winner, Dammy?
Jennifer Reels.
Congratulations, yay. So, Crafty Mom 2010, RMB Knitter, and Jennifer Reels, I need you to PM me, Java Pearl, with your full name, mailing address, and what ebook you would like, or what 3 single patterns from us that you would like. And you have 30 days to claim your prize, or you forfeit it. So, congratulations, and thank you to everyone who participated. That was a lot of fun, and we are continuing on for 2020. So we have the January, February, March 2020 RAL. The threads open in the Ravelry group. The finish line thread, you post once, and then you go in and edit your post. This is, I don't know if I said it, this is a challenge for you to read 15 minutes a day, every day. I don't care what you read, as long as you're reading. Audiobooks do count. Picture books count. If you're reading to your kids, there was at least one person who was reading books with her kids, and that totally counts. So you don't have to tell us what you're reading unless you just want to. Some people like to keep track of exactly like how long it took them to read a book or whatever. That's totally fine. Minimum, you just need to tell us you read 15 minutes that day. And then the first podcast of April, we will announce who finished 87 to 91 of the days, and who finished 61 to 86 of the days. And then you'll get entries into the year-long challenge, just like last year. So, for example, for January, February, March, if you read all 91 days, you'll get 10 entries. 87 to 90 of the days, you get 8 entries. And 61 to 86 of the days, you get 5 entries. And it continues with the same pattern for the other 3 quarters of the year. If you read all 366 days, because it's a leap year, you'll get 10 bonus entries. And we're upping the game on this one this year. If you complete the Modern Mrs. Darcy 2020 Reading Challenge, you will get 12 bonus entries. And it's an all or none. If you don't do all 12 things, you don't get any bonus points. But you can double dip. I mean, like you count the time that you're reading for whatever books you're reading for Modern Mrs. Darcy. So it's not like on top of just the 15 minutes. It all counts. And there's a link in the show notes and in the Ravelry group to the Modern Mrs. Darcy challenge for this year. I'm trying to remember. Let's see if I have the link handy. No, not there, I don't think. Maybe in the other post. Oh, wait, here, somebody posted it. Thank you, Silver Luna 2112. You posted it just when I needed it. So the 12 books you need to read are a book published the decade you were born, a debut novel, a book recommended by a source you trust, a book by a local author, and we'll say local is within your state. So that way, if somebody lives like in a small town, middle nowhere, if there's no authors in that town, it's okay. It has to be within your state. There should be a book written by somebody in your state. If you can't find one, let us know and we will help you.
What if I live in Antarctica?
Well, the Penguins wrote a book, I'm sure. If you live in another country within your
Region.
So when we lived in Edinburgh, we would say within Scotland. If you live in London...
Well, I would say even just within Edinburgh, because it's such a big city.
Well, that's true. But if it's a small town, within Scotland or within England or within Ireland, whatever. Okay, a book outside your genre comfort zone, a book in translation, a book nominated for an award in 2020, which, I mean, right now there's not going to be any, but as the year goes on. And Goodreads is really good about posting categories like that. So let us know if you need help. A reread, so a book you've read before. So mine for that one is going to be the Harry Potter and...
Order of the Phoenix?
The Order of the Phoenix, because I'll be rereading it along with the podcasts this year. A classic you didn't read in school. I don't know that I can remember what I read in school.
You probably didn't read, like, Animal Farm or something like that.
Yeah, I mean...
Probably didn't read... Ow! You probably read Pride and Prejudice, Persuasion, or Emma, so you might not have read Northanger Abbey or Lady Susan.
But I read those when we did our thing, but I guess that's fine. So let's say this. If you've been out of school long enough, or if you've only been out of school a short time and you can't remember what you read in school, we will say that it needs to be a book published at least 10 years before you graduated. So I graduated in 1995, so I need a book before 1985.
Sure. I mean, I guess. Sure.
Because I'm trying to think, because what if somebody graduated in 2019?
I would say a classic you haven't read.
Oh, just a classic you haven't read? But if you can't remember if you've read it.
Ah!
A classic you haven't read, even if you... Why didn't we work this out before we recorded?
I didn't know.
I didn't either. I'd read through them, but I couldn't remember. A classic you haven't read. If you have a problem finding a classic you haven't read, let us know and we'll help you.
Let me know.
Gammy will help you. She's probably going to find one for me. And then the last one is 3 books by the same author. So that's 12 books total that you need to read.
Does Little Women, Good Wives, and Joe's Boys count? Is Good Wives technically a separate book?
I think so. Isn't it book 2?
It's the second part, but it's usually published together.
Whatever you... It needs to be at least 125 pages long. We'll say that. So if it's a book where you're not sure, it needs to be at least 125 pages long. Send us a message. We'll help you. No worries. So if you do all 12 of those books, you get 12 bonus entries. And then the first podcast of 2021, 366 days from now.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if the first podcast will be 366 days. The first podcast of January 2021, we will choose 3 grand prize winners. And what we'll probably do the same thing as we did last year, and we'll announce the prize bundles like in the 4th quarter. And then that way we'll have time to like collect stuff over the course of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. Did we cover everything? There's a hashtag. GGKRAL20 if you want to tag books. Thanks. Like on social media or whatever. Okay. If you have any questions, post them in the chatter thread or send us a PM and we're happy to help. Okay, so what I'm reading. So I've been listening to the J.P. Beaumont series by J.A. Jance as audiobooks. Although, okay, so I finished listening to books 6 and 7 and I just started book 8 today. And I'm on hold for book 9, but then the library doesn't have like book 10 through book like 17 as audiobooks.
That's horrible.
So I'll have to actually
read them like a normal person.
I know. And then they some of the newer ones they do have. So so I just started this book 8 today, and at last book, he found out that he's been drinking way too much and his liver is enlarged and there's damage that can't be repaired. So he has to stop drinking.
Nice.
And so he's in rehab. But I think that his roommate has been murdered. I'm only in the first few chapters, so that's not a huge spoiler. You had to know somebody was killed or a crime was committed because it's a crime drama book. Okay. I finished reading Children of Virtue and Vengeance, which is from the Legacy of Orisha series. It's book number 2 by Tommy Adeyemi. I think that's right. Very good. Both book 1 and book 2 are very good, and they've already signed for a book 3. So I'm wondering if the rights have been sold to do it as a movie, because it would make a fantastic movie. So, we'll see. And then I am reading the Detective Murdoch series by Maureen Jennings. I finished reading book 1 and I'm reading book 2 now. These are the books that the Murdoch Mysteries TV show from Canada was based on. So, I'm reading those. It's kind of funny though, like the differences. So like, for example, in the books, Crabtree, who on the TV show is a young single guy. In the books, he's an older married guy with kids. So it's just funny, some of the differences. Okay, watching. Why don't you talk first?
Okay. We rewatched Star Wars 8, The Last Jedi.
Before we went and saw the new one.
Yeah. And then we also watched The Bishop's Wife and The Preacher's Wife. Just because.
Well, because we had gone to see the radio drama thing back at the day before Thanksgiving. And so I'd been wanting to rewatch them, so we did that this week. And then I only watched one Hallmark movie this week, A Family Christmas Gift. Well, it's because I'm caught up. And they didn't release one for New Year's like they were supposed to. But there are new ones coming out starting this weekend. So I'll be watching one or two a week probably. It just depends on how they release them, because there's 2 TV channels now. There's Hallmark and there's Hallmark Movies and Mysteries. So I'm like throwing this needle everywhere. Stop. Okay. TV shows. I finished watching Series 7 of Silent Witness, and I'm watching, why did I put season? Series 8. I need to fix that. It's a UK show. It's series, not season. And the lead actress, I want to say Amanda Palmer. I think that's right. She's left.
Oh.
She left the show after 7 series plus the first 2 episodes of Series 8.
Okay.
So, it'll be interesting how things carry on. I mean, they do carry on because it's in like Series 23 or something now. So it carries on. So, there's that. We watched When Calls the Heart Home for Christmas. It was the Christmas special. And then we watched the Call the Midwife Christmas special, which was set in Ireland?
The Outer Hebrides, Scotland.
Oh, Scotland. Why did I think Ireland? I don't know. And then, oh my gosh, binge watched all of season 2 of Lost in Space. I hadn't realized it had come back yet, and so I didn't get started watching till a few days after it came out, and I binge watched all the episodes in 2 days. Got a lot of crafting done while I did it. So, and of course, big cliffhanger at the end. So now we have to wait for season 3 to come out. And then we'll watch the new Doctor Who tonight, because the new series starts back tonight. And then TV shows will start returning over the next few weeks. So we'll do that. Listening to, of course, my regular podcasts and FlossTubes, including my favorite one, which is My Favorite Murder. What about you, Dammy?
Cabin Pressure, the musical artist band, Penny and Sparrow, and random Spotify playlists.
Very cool.
This is why I didn't take this pin to school. I broke it.
Oh.
I do this to a lot of the pins at work. I'm like, gotta fiddle with something. Take the cap off.
You should take your kitty squeezy thingy that I bought you.
It would explode everywhere. I'm kind of scared of it.
Why are you scared of it?
Because I don't want it to explode.
Oh, okay. Alrighty, well that is everything for this segment, so let's move on to the next one.
And now we're going to talk about our December, January, February.
Walking in a winter wonderland.
Ow.
Alright, go for it, damn it.
So I'm saying everything in this segment. So this runs from the 1st of December and it runs through the 30... Oh my gosh. It starts on the 1st of December. It runs through the 29th of February. It's for any project that you can knit, crochet, weave, spin, stitch, or sew that you can convince us is related to winter. If you can't think of anything, you made it in the winter. Yeah. Each project that you knit, crochet, weave, or spin must be at least 20 yards. If your project is not at least 20 yards, you need to group it in a single post with other projects that together total 20 yards. For example, if I crocheted a baby Yoda, and he was only...
Look, I have Baby Yoda on my watch. I meant to show that while ago and I forgot.
For example, if I crocheted a Baby Yoda and he was only 5 yards, you would need to do 4 Baby Yodas in one post.
Or you could do a Baby Yoda, a porg, a...
Crystal critter.
and something else. You got floss on your arm. Nope, underside.
Yes, I was saving it for later.
Okay.
For stitching and sewing, we will leave it up to your best judgment. Oh, shoot. I cut all this and I cut all of it. We'll leave it up to your best judgment as to whether or not it's big enough. If you want an official ruling, you can PM Java Pearl on Ravelry or email us at geekygirlsknit@gmail.com.
Bye.
Thanks.
It's a trash can and it folds down and then everything is
I
inside.
thought you weren't talking.
I'm not talking right now.
Gosh.
I'm not.
You can feel free to polydip and other make-alongs as long as it fits in with other rules. That's totally fine. We're
Including the Great Podcaster Craft Together is starting again for 2020. So check that out. Silver Luna 2112 is the one that hosts that.
okay.
And we donated prizes.
Okay. She's trying to save her voice because she's going to talk about a lot about her goals or
I
something.
already recorded that, remember?
Oh.
Because I used it for my Vlogmas today.
It's all on me then. Okay, we're going to talk about our prizes. We've got some awesome prizes, but if you are interested in donating a prize, you can PM Java Pearl on Ravelry or email us at geekygirlsknit.com. If you want to see exactly where these came from, or get closer looks at them, you can tune into the first podcast of every month, like this one, or you can take a look at our show notes, geekygirlsknit.com. So our prizes are a Santa Claus hoop cross-stitch kit, a pink cat and fox stickers from Ainsley, the daughter of Yarn Enthusiast on Ravelry, and stitch markers made and donated by Teresa of Jazzy Creations. There's a skein of Vitellana Ascendance by Knit Crate in the Ancient Ruhr colorway. 4 winners will each win 1 skein. We have 2 sets, and oh my gosh.
2 winners will each win 1 set of.
Yes, I was getting there. 2 winners will each win 1 set of a Barmaid's deodorant, mini Lolo bar, mini face pudding, and mini Lolo lips. Then we have 2 skeins. 2 winners will each win 1 skein of Knitology glowing worsted in the sea colorway.
Thank you to our prize donors. We appreciate you. If you want to donate something, let us know.
You must be a member of the Geeky Girls Knit and Cross Stitch podcast FlossTube group on Ravelry in order to participate. There's a hashtag if you'd like to tag your projects or post on social media. It is GGK Winter 1920. The FO thread is going to be locked on the morning of the 1st of March, and winners will be drawn for the next podcast after that. And any winners will have 30 days to claim their prize or they forfeit it. There's a chatter thread on Ravelry where you can talk about the progress of your projects. That's where I congratulate people who finish as well, but I also do that here. So, A. Bingham, D. Dorf4, DJID, I Now Hour, Philippa MC, Hevertson, Jodidiah, Carlene Page, Keeney 1007, Knitter Chow, Leaner, Elma Call, Lil Mermaid, Meditative Crafter, Nicole S., Nikki Knits, Phoenix Fire, Silver Luna 2112, and VT Kimmy Kim.
Great job, everybody. You got 2 whole months to finish your projects, so keep working on them and get them posted.
Now it's time for Ask the Geeky Girls, the part of our show where you ask us things and we try to answer them. Except this week you didn't ask us anything.
Well, there was questions, but we decided last week that this week we would talk about, we would do a project recap from 2019 and talk about what's ahead for 2020. As I mentioned a while ago, I recorded this for my Vlogmas that was released today. So it's the same content, just brought over here as well so that I didn't have to record it twice. So we're going to cut to that where I'm going to talk about, I did a whip parade of my cross-stitch stuff and talked about goals, and then I did a rundown of my knitting finishes and my goals for 2020. So let's watch that. I'm recording a video, Dammy. Dammy needed cuddles from Pink Pearl. Okay, so I wanted to do a whip parade, sorry, brain, of what whips I'm going into 2020 with cross-stitch wise. So, y'all know all about this one because I've been stitching it during Vlogmas. This is Countdown to Christmas. So all the squares are done. The bottom and top border over the squares are done. And this first house is almost done. I just need to do the snow on top. And then there is, hold on, let's see. I have the picture right here. This is my first whip parade. I'm not very organized, y'all. Okay, so I still need to do the middle house, the other house, and then the trees, and then the smoke and snow in the top white border. I am going to make the other greenhouse a different color though, but still stay in the same floss family as I'm done the rest of the project with. So, I am thinking that I'm going to have this one done probably by the end of January at the latest. The next thing that I am working on is these It's You I Like bookmarks, and I gifted one of these yesterday to a friend for her birthday, and I did put the scrapbook paper on the back, and it really made it have much more structure to it. So I gifted that one already. This one is done other than needing the backing. And then this one is about halfway done. I need to finish it, and then I need to do one more, and then I will be done with those. And that's a pattern by Michelle Bindi Stitchy and Diana from It Is Kismet. It's a free pattern. If you go to Michelle's Instagram to her link tree, there is a link to it there. The next one up is Silver Creek Samplers, My Christmas List. And I've only done just the first two, Family Visits, Turkey Dressing, and I started on the, no I didn't, no I did start right here, on the woolen sweater. So this one, the goal is to finish it by Christmas, and I picked up a finishing piece at Joann's last week when they were having their massive, all their Christmas stuff is on sale thing. Okay, next up is the Stitcherhood Quaker Pumpkin. And this one is almost done, y'all. I've just got a very little left on it. So I need to, let's see, finish off this row. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so I just need to finish off this one right here, and then there's a partial row underneath, and then I'll be done. And I need to, I bought an unfinished pumpkin wall hanging that I'm going to mount it on, but I need to figure out what color I want to paint that to do that. And then my other one is Emily's House, which I've done very little on. So I'm doing this as a stitch along with the Pacific Northwest. Well, it's technically with our Kitsap Cross Stitchers group, but there are some people from Pacific Northwest group that are doing it, as well as I think there's some other people doing it as well. So this is Emily's House by Lindy Stitches, and I have only done 800 stitches on it, and then ended up putting it away because of Nanny Swemo and then Vlogmas. So I've almost got the greenery of the border done. And this one, I think what I'm going to do is take it on Monday nights to our stitching group and work on it there. I do know I want to make some modifications to it. But I'm not 100% sure what all I'm going to do yet. I'm probably going to only stitch one of the moons. I'm not really sure why there's two moons. And I want to change one of the cats to look like Pink Pearl. And then I'm not sure what some of these, I know some of these animals down here, but I'm not sure what all of them are down here. And so I'm not sure if I'm going to put them all on there or just let it be a really pretty grass. I don't know. We'll see. So there's that. So that is what I'm going into 2020 unfinished with. So I wrote just a few goals down yesterday. So I want to finish all of those. I want to stitch Michelle Bindi Stitchy's A Very Hilda Yule. I bought that Mill Hill kitty ornament at Acorns and Threads last month, and I want to, or actually this month because I'm recording this on New Year's Eve. I want to do that before Christmas. And then Olga, which is a pattern by, I don't know if I put it in here. Let's see. I did. My Plum Street Samplers. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do the alphabet. I'm going to do the kitty and the flowers and the pumpkin. But I am going to, hold on. I got this jar at Michael's when they were doing their autumn clearance stuff. And it has lights inside of it. I just need to put batteries in it. But I'm going to stitch Olga. So I'm going to change one of the colors on Olga's, like the flowers or whatever, to this kind of teal turquoisey color. And I'm also going to change another of the colors to a pink. And then mount it on here just like I did with the Chicken Joy that I did for my friend Mel. So those are the ones that are definite that I'm wanting to finish up in 2020 or start and finish. I finished seven cross-stitch projects in 2019, which I didn't start cross-stitching till April or May, maybe, after 14 years away. So, and I'm trying to think what all I finish. I finished my Bollocks piece. I finished Stay Tender. I did 2 Stitchy Noel ornaments. I did a bookmark. I did Chicken Joy. And 2 It's You I Like. Okay, that's what I finished cross-stitch wise for 2019. Knit, I'm going to go ahead and record this now. You're going to, if you watch both my Vlogmas and the podcast, you're going to get this information twice. But I know not everybody watches both things. So, knitting wise, I finished 52 preemie hats, 5 other hats, 13 pairs of socks, 4 pairs of slippers, 3 sweaters / tops / cardigans, 1 shawl, 2 wraps, 2 blankets, which one of those was my big, massive, queen size zigzag blanket that I've been working on for like 4 years or something. And then 2 just miscellaneous things. So with the cross stitch pieces, total, I finished 102 projects in 2019, which I'm thrilled with. My goals for knitting for 2020 are to knit a pair of socks monthly. I've got some belated gifts I've got to finish. I've got a pair of slippers to finish and some socks to deal with. For Nanny Swimmo, I'm going to stitch the Sinister cardigan and then I'm going to steek it like I did this year's Nanny Swimmo sweater. I'm planning to do 53 preemie hats in 2020 because there's 53 Sundays in the year. I want to knit Isolde Teague's Joy fingerless mitts for Dammy and I. Next December, I want to do the cat vent cowl, and that's one that you do with an advent calendar of mini skeins. Hi, Pinky. Hi, honey. Hi. And then birthday and Christmas gifts, so socks and probably slippers again, because they probably will be worn out after wearing them for a year. So, and then a few design things. I really got burnt out after 2018, and I think I designed like 14 things in the year, and it just really burnt me out. And then I did the My Favorite Murder design, which was a mystery wrap, and it took months and months and months, and is a massive pattern. So those 2 things all told just really took all of my design brain space that I had available. So hopefully I can get back to things next year. And that's my 2019 recap, whip parade, whatever you would like to call it, and what's ahead for 2020 for me. What about you? What did you finish in 2019? Whether it's knitting, cross stitch, quilting, crochet, spinning, whatever. What did you finish craft wise? And what are your goals or goal for 2020? Yeah. So that's me. So now, Dammy, tell us about your 2019 project recap and what's ahead for 2020.
I didn't put together a project recap because I didn't really finish much of anything.
You finished a cross stitch.
Yeah, I did.
You finished baby hat.
I did, and socks.
And socks. You were very busy with school.
Yes. But I looked at the episode from a year ago, and the main thing was to publish my collection of Hadestown patterns by spring 2020, and I didn't do that.
Well, it's not spring 2020 yet.
I won't have them all finished in knit.
No. Maybe that's something you can focus on this summer while you're home from school and working. So what are your goals for 2020, if you have any?
Do more cross stitch.
You're enjoying that a lot more than knitting, aren't you?
Yes. Sorry you brought this up.
Oh, sorry. It's fine. I mean, I cross-stitched for years and years, and then I stopped when I learned to knit. But now I've come back to it, and it's fine. You can do what makes you happy. So, do you have any specific projects that you know you want to complete for cross-stitch?
Just this Pokemon and Hallie's thing, but like other things too.
Yeah.
I want to try embroidery too.
Okay. Cool. Any knitting goals beyond working on Hadestown? Okay. Well, we'd love to hear about your recap and what.
Mine was pathetic. I'm sorry.
You're not pathetic. We would love to hear like your recap and what goals you have for 2020 if you'd like to share. You can post that either in the Ravelry episode thread or in the comments on YouTube. Either is fine, or both. You can post in both places. That's fine too. So, yeah. So, Dammy, if somebody has a question for us, what should they do?
Go to our Ask the Geeky Girls thread in our Ravelry group and post it.
Or if you're not on Ravelry, you can post it in the YouTube comments and we'll copy and paste it over there to the thread just to keep it all in one place. And we answer the questions in the order we received them unless there's a time-sensitive one. And there's not been anything thus far that we haven't been willing to answer. So feel free to ask away. Okay, let's move on to the next segment.
We made it! Haha!
Yes, we made it to the end of the show. Thanks for sticking with us. I know it was probably a longer one. I don't know. I never know how long it is until I actually get it into the editor. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we talked a lot. But we had a lot to cover. So just a reminder that our upcoming podcast schedule for Dammy's winter quarter of school is that we'll record on Thursdays and release on Fridays. If there's any variance to that, we'll let you know. But, you know, we just have to go with what works for her school schedule. So that's what we're going to do. We'd like to say a big thank you to everyone who participated in our Random Acts of Kindness giveaway. I announced this morning the 3 winners in the ebooks giveaway, and that was, I should have kept it over here and I didn't do it. Let's see. Oh wait, I need to go over to the other one. Okay, so the big winner, the winner of all 10 of our ebooks, was IRYL Knits. And then Emmy Rose 22A and Salad Goddess each got their choice of one of our ebooks. So congratulations to them. Thank you to everyone who participated. And I'm hoping that we can do it again next year, or this year, 2020, because it was a lot of fun to do. And thank you to everyone who watched my Vlogmas videos and gave it thumbs up or commented or whatever. It was a lot of fun to share life with you. Although I am excited not to have to edit video every morning now. So I think it takes 11 months to recover, and then you've forgotten about how much work it is, and then you do it all over again. Kind of like having a baby, I guess. You forget how much pain it was to give birth.
Okay.
That's what people say, is you forget how much pain it is to give birth, and then you want to have another baby. Because you're so happy that your baby was born that you just kind of block out all the pain. That's what I've been told. I've only had one live birth, so okay. And again, thank you to everyone who supports the podcast, however it is you do it: watching, commenting, thumbs up, agreeing, participating in the owls, reading with us, watching TV with us, just whatever, doing GGK Crafty Pad. We really, really enjoy doing this with y'all. And how many years have we been doing this now? Will it be 8 in August? 8 years in August since we started doing this. So it's a lot of fun, and I really don't think I could imagine life without it now. Even though the podcast has changed over the years, I know we do things a whole lot differently than when we first started, and we've adapted and changed as the years have progressed and as life situations have progressed. And so we're just really happy that you're here with us and in community with us. So we especially thank those of you who support us financially, because unfortunately it does cost money to do a podcast, with shipping prices, technology, behind the scenes stuff. So there are 3 main ways you can support the podcast financially. First is Patreon, which is a site where you pledge a certain amount a month to your favorite creatives, and you earn rewards based on the level you donate at. Dammy, if somebody wants to know more about that or wants to sign up, where should they go?
Patreon.com/geekygirlsknit.
What's another way?
There is a PayPal button on the sidebar of our website if you would like to make a one-time donation.
And we are Amazon.com.co.uk and .ca affiliates. If you're going to shop on Amazon, if you go to our website first and look in the sidebar or at the bottom of the show notes, there are images and links to the different Amazons. Click on the appropriate one, do your shopping as normal, and we'll earn a little money back based on what you purchase. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and it's a great way to support the podcast by doing something you'd be doing anyway. Dammy, why don't you tell them where they can find us online?
You can find us at geekygirlsknit.com. There are links to everywhere else we are online: YouTube, iTunes, Ravelry, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
And with that, we're going to tell you goodbye. We hope you have had a lovely holiday season, and that your new year is starting out well. And happy crafting, and we'll be back with you next week, and hopefully my voice will come back. So until next time, happy crafting. Bye.
Bye.
What's going on, Pinky? Also getting some scratches? Also getting scratches from Bubba.
Oh my goodness.
There's good scratches, Dammy. I love them. What's it doing, baby? I felt over. Do you need pets? Do you want Dammy to give you Betty rub? Oh, here she comes.
Don't worry, I don't get you. I don't get you. I give you soft pet.
Oh, they need Betty rub, Dammy. Betty rub.
You soft your belly rub. On your belly fluff.
I like those Betty rubs.